Welcome to Once Upon a Screen Time. It's part 2 of the first one, the sequel to the first movie, 21 Jump Street. We're now doing 22 Jump Street. So please check it out if you haven't already. The link is in the description. Let's do it. Once upon a time, in the land of Hollywood, someone decided that the world really needed a sequel to 21 Jump Street. Because why not do the same thing all over again? Just with a bigger budget and even more ridiculous stunts. Thus, 22 Jump Street was born. A tale where our heroes, Schmidt and Janko, return to the undercover life to solve a crime that sounds suspiciously like the first one. But this time, they're not heading back to high school. No, they're going to college, where the only thing more dangerous than the drugs is the constant pressure to find themselves. Welcome to 22 Jump Street, where the plot is basically the same, but the jokes are bigger, the bromance is stronger, and the budget is very, very obvious. Prepare yourself for a retelling where Happily Ever After is more about surviving frat parties than fighting crime, and where friendship means more than finding the actual dealer. Let's dive into this comedic fairy tale where the heroes bumble through college life and hope they don't blow their cover for the second time. Our story begins with Schmidt and Janko back again and up to their usual antics. You'd think after the events of 21 Jump Street, they'd have learned a little about teamwork, maturity, or even basic police work. But no, they're the same lovable disaster duo we know and love, still fumbling their way through the force. This time, however, they're being sent to college. That's right, our heroes are going from the halls of high school to the hallowed grounds of academia to find the source of a new drug called Wi-Fi, spelled WHYPHY, and somehow stands for work hard yes, play hard yes. It is the latest synthetic drug making the rounds, and it's up to Schmidt and Janko to track down the dealer and stop it at its source. Never mind that they are about a decade too old to fit in. They've got fake IDs, new outfits, and absolutely no game plan. I'm guessing if the first plan works, just do it again. As they move into their new dorm, it's immediately clear that Schmidt and Janko are not college material. Schmidt, awkward and entirely out of his element, tries to blend in with the artsy crowd, joining a poetry group and expressing himself with disastrous results. Meanwhile, Janko falls headfirst into the college football team and the fraternity life, instantly befriending a fellow frat bro named Zook. This bromance between Janko and Zook sends Schmidt into an existential crisis as he watches his best friend drift further and further into the stereotypical frat lifestyle of cake stands, protein shakes, and talking in monosyllables. Janko is thriving, finally able to relive his glory days, while Schmidt is left alone, struggling to fit in with a group of art students who think he's trying way too hard. Their partnership is tested, and their bromance is on the rocks. Every great fairy tale needs a mysterious potion or curse, and in 22 Jump Street, that curse is the new campus drug, Wi-Fi. This isn't your average party drug. It's designed to make you more productive, then more reckless, then very, very annoying. It's basically caffeine, adrenaline, and a death wish all at once. And just like in the first movie, our heroes take the drug themselves again. Because apparently nothing says good police work like tripping out in the middle of a crowded college party. What follows is a bizarre sequence of Schmidt and Janko losing their minds, dancing and hallucinating, somehow not blowing their cover. By the end of it, they're no closer to finding the supplier, but they're much closer to getting expelled, arrested, or both. As Schmidt and Janko drift further apart, their relationship hits an all-time low. Janko, now BFFs with Zook, is living his best life on the football team, and Schmidt can't help but feel abandoned. Their partnership, once rock solid, is now fraught with jealousy, petty arguments, and more passive aggressive than a family reunion. Schmidt wants Jenko back as his partner, but Jenko is seriously considering a life with his new frat brothers, complete with beer pong championships and frat parties. This all culminates in epic, overly dramatic breakup scene where Schmidt and Jenko finally admit that their friendship might not survive the assignment. It's a scene that's equally funny and ridiculous, with Schmidt accusing Jenko of not taking things seriously and Jenko accusing Schmidt of being a buzzkill. Their bromance is on the rocks, and it's unclear if they'll ever be able to reconcile their differences. No college fairy tale would be complete without a spring break scene, and 22 Jump Street delivers in full force. Schmidt and Jenko head to the beach for spring break, where the dealer is supposed to make a major drop. The scene is pure chaos, with half-naked college students, foam parties, and more alcohol than a frat house could legally stock. Schmidt and Jenko, still nursing their breakup, are barely holding it together, but the promise of finally busting the drug ring keeps them going. Spring break turns into a full-blown action sequence, complete with car crashes, explosions, and Schmidt screaming at the top of his lungs as he attempts to chase down the supplier. Jenko, having had enough of the frat life, realizes that his real home is with Schmidt, and the two team up one last time to take down the bad guys. It's a reunion as epic as it is ridiculous. And by the end of it, they're both bloodied, bruised, and thoroughly traumatized. With the case closed and the bad guys behind bars, Schmidt and Jenko return to their beloved 22 Jump Street, where Captain Dixon informs them that they're about to be reassigned to med school. The movie closes with a montage of potential future assignments, including 23 Jump Street, 24 Jump Street, 25 Jump Street. Look, you get it. It's the perfect ending for a movie that refuses to take itself seriously, and a clear indication that the filmmakers are more than ready to milk this franchise for all it's worth. Schmidt and Jenko's bromance is officially back on track, and they are ready to tackle whatever ridiculous undercover assignment the department throws their way. They've survived high school, college, spring break, and somehow they are still standing. It's a fairy tale ending, but with a twist. Instead of riding off into the sunset, they are probably headed to their next questionable undercover gig. Moral of the story: when one Jump Street ends, another one begins. And so we've come to the end of 22 Jump Street, a story that proves that the only thing harder than finding a college drug dealer is maintaining a friendship while doing it. Schmidt and Jenko's journey is a comedic fairy tale full of terrible choices, ridiculous disguises, and the kind of bromance that can survive anything. In the world of 22 Jump Street, love, loyalty, and laugh out loud humor reign supreme. And while Schmidt and Jenko may be the worst undercover cops imaginable, they're also the best friends anyone could ask for. So, if you're ever tempted to relive your college days, remember the chaotic adventure of Schmidt and Jenko, and maybe leave the undercover world to the professionals. And we've come to the end. Or, if Hollywood gets their way, we might get a 23 Jump Street. But I'm done. So goodbye.